Good morning, another day, another adoption errand. It seems that we are in the phase right now that it will never end. The paperwork will never end. The things that we need to do will never end. I know that's not true, but that's kind of what it feels like right now. So, Ciara and I are going to our doctor this morning to get a TB skin test. If you've never had a TB skin test, they inject a little bit of something up under your forearm, and then you have to come back 2 days later to see if you've had a reaction to it. So I feel like there has to be a better way, but it's fine. It is what it is. So we're going to get our TB skin test this morning, and I promise we're getting down to like the last few items, but it's really dragging out, and our home study still isn't finished. It was supposed to be finished by the end of June. No, it was supposed to be finished by the end of May. And then it got pushed a little into June, and then it was the end of last week, and I still haven't heard anything. So I'm gonna be sending off an email. I like to give people as much time as I can without bothering them, but at some point, I can't wait anymore, and then I have to start bothering you. And I feel bad, but I also don't. So that's where we're at. How are you?
I'm tired.
We're all a little tired this morning, so let's see how this goes.
Jonah, get in the car, dude.
Come on, man, let's go.
Here we go.
Two other things I forgot to tell you real quick. Number one, today's vlog is sponsored by Blinkist. I'll share more in a minute. Two, this is a giant zit above my lip. I did not, in fact, get like a lip piercing or something. It is a giant zit that just appeared. Okay, that's it for now. All right, there it is, that little poke. Where there's that little bubble, that's where they put the stuff underneath there, and now I gotta go back in 2 days and have it red. And I am just driving around, killing some time, because Ciara went in right after me. I'm just driving around killing some time while Ciara went in to get his put in, and that's how we're doing these adoption errands. One of us stays with the kids, one of us does the stuff. Okay, what letter is that?
B.
And what sound does P make? Okay, and so this word is I, pie. Do you see a picture of pie? That's right. Smarty pants.
What is it?
You a smarty pants dance. All right, come on, pick the next one. My little artistes who love to make a giant mess while they are crafting and creating. Don't you?
Yep.
Okay, so you might notice my face looks a little different, and I kind of look a little bit greasy, but it's because I was wearing that foundation earlier that I tried yesterday, and I loved it yesterday. I wore it again today, and it was so awful. Like, it dried, I don't know what happened. It like totally dried my skin out. My skin was like cracking by the time we left the doctor's office. I literally came home and went upstairs and washed my face, and then like doused it with lotion and vitamin E oil. And I just put a little bit more makeup back on so I could run my errands. But now I look really greasy because I have all that vitamin E oil on, but I don't even care because my skin doesn't feel all crepey and cracky. So I'll take the greasy look any day. We are gonna be moving some crafting space up to the girls' room. We're gonna be creating some crafting space up there for them because, well, I don't wanna squash their creativity. I love how creative they are, and they like to draw and make things and create things. But what I don't like is having this mess down here all the time where the babies can get into it and stuff like that. So I was inspired by Jenny Phillips when we went to the Good and the Beautiful convention, and like how she kind of just lets her kids have freedom to create and craft and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was inspired by that. And one of the things that I decided was, instead of fighting with them all the time about cleaning this up, I'm just going to move them to a place where I can just let them have their mess, and you know what I mean? Like, let them create. They still are gonna have to clean it up, but it's not gonna be in my daily line of sight where every single day I'm asking him to clean it up. Like, once a week, you gotta get it all tight, kind of a thing. Hopefully that makes sense. What are you guys doing?
At the movie theater.
It's a movie theater? What are you gonna watch? A little bit of Shrek?
Number 1.
Shrek number 1. All right. A little movie time. You guys did great on your school stuff today. I'm good.
Million cheer or cheer.
Yeah.
Mom. Oh,
What's that?
Oh, well, you want to be in the movie theater too?
You want to be in the movie theater too?
Here's your ticket.
Okay, he's gonna make room for you to be in the, oh, I'm sorry, get out of the way, lady, get out of the way. They're trying to watch a movie here. So, I have got my cup of coffee and I am getting ready to go to the homeschool room, which is basically like a used bookstore for homeschoolers. They have used curriculum as well as just books and manipulatives and added stuff. They also teach classes and stuff like that there. If you've been following me for a long time, you know about it. But it's about 15 to 20 minutes away from my house. And y'all listen, I told you guys that today's video was sponsored by Blinkist, and I get like a little bit giddy when I get to share things with you guys that I think really, again, will help you. Not just something that I love, because this is something that I love, but that I really believe will help you and make your life easier. And Blinkist, guys, just give me a second. Let me tell you about this app. So you download it onto your phone, and basically what it is a library full of nonfiction books. So a lot of like self-help, self-improvement, topical books. And what they do, here's the thing, they condense those books down to like 15 minutes basically. So they take like the key information, the best insights, all the like need to know information from a book and condense it down into 15 minutes. So you can take a great self-help book, like for example, let me show you guys the one I'm listening to right now. So here's just some of the ones I've recently listened to, but the one I'm gonna start listening to right now is The Miracle of Mindfulness. And like I said, this app is just so easy to use. You can just click down here at the little home, see all the different options. You can see what's trending, stuff like that. You can explore, you can search for certain things. There's money management stuff, all kinds of like self-help improvement stuff. You can go to your little library here and see the books that you have saved, the ones you've already listened to. And for me, it's such a great way. Y'all know I exclusively read nonfiction. I don't remember the only fiction books I read are in our homeschool. So for me personally, I exclusively read nonfiction. And it's so nice to be able to just, I've only got 15 minutes in the car, right? I'm just going to run an errand. So I don't want to dive deep into an audio book or a podcast or something like that I'm just gonna have to stop. So this is like the perfect of like bite-size amount of a book. I love it. I love it. And I really think you guys are gonna love it too. I will have a link down below in the description box. It'll also be on the screen here. The first 100 people that use my link will get 1 week free of Blinkist. You'll get unlimited access to all the books on Blinkist for a week for free. And you'll also get 25% off if you decide you love it and you wanna get the full membership. You'll also get 25% off. Like I said, that week-long membership is totally free, and you also can cancel it anytime. So you're not obligated if you don't love it, but I really think that you will. So be sure to check the description box for all the information about Blinkist. A huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Like I said, I absolutely love when I get to tell y'all about stuff that I love and that I think is amazing and useful and practical and will enhance your life and make it easier or better in some way. And this is definitely that for me, and I think it would be for you too. So let's go to the homeschool room. Let's find some books. Last time I was there, I bought a whole bunch of Who Was books, and I found a Who Was Dolly Parton. Does it get any better than Who Was Dolly Parton? I'm sure it does, but not for me. So I'm gonna go find some more books for our homeschool library. I'm after some used curriculum. I'm looking for something in particular. So I think I'm gonna go get a coffee and just go peruse the aisles of the homeschool store for a little bit. And then when I get home, it's time. We've been working hardcore on our profile book, and I'm excited. I'm gonna share a little bit of that with you guys, kind of where we're at, what we're working on. It's exciting times, scary and exciting times. All right, I'm home. I found a bunch of really good stuff. I might do a haul. I don't know, maybe on my other channel I'll do a haul and show you guys what I got, but we're gonna do some different artist studies this year and stuff. So got some good books. Yeah.
The girls are over at your sister's place.
Kennedy and Shelby are? Okay. Okay.
You need to, are you gonna write today?
Oh, sorry. I had to take a breather here for a second. Christopher's over here. So fun fact, our bed is broken. When we had our floors redone, the guys who came in to do the floors, and they like took apart our bed, and somehow when they were putting it back together, they broke it. So it started off like kind of broken. We kind of like tried to like patch it and make it work. And it's been a couple months and it just keeps breaking more. And now it was like probably 2 nights ago, we heard like, like the middle of the bed is totally like sunken in. It's busted under there, just like busted. So we ordered a new bed. I found one that was pretty reasonably priced on Wayfair, I think. So we ordered a new bed and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. What I'm gonna work on now is our profile book. So we've talked about profile books before, I think. I feel like I've explained it a little bit before, but basically what a profile book is it's a physical book that contains pictures, a letter, and just like sort of written information. So think of like if you were going to make an illustrated book about your family, that's basically what it is. So when pregnant mamas are looking at potential families to, you know, if they're considering adoption or if they've made the decision to go ahead and, you know, that they know they want to place their child for adoption, but they want to like look at different families, it's basically how you get connected. It's how expectant moms get to meet your family. Because the level of openness is very different. Yeah, so depending on the, you know, the particular adoption, the level of openness is kind of all over the spectrum. So profile books are pretty generic. They just have your first name and then there's lots of different information in them, but it's usually like a letter to the expectant mom. And then there's like your story. You kind of share some pictures maybe from your wedding or from your life together. Again, these look different whether you have no children and you've been married for maybe 2 years versus like, for example, we've been married for 14 years, 13 years, babe? Help me out. 14 years. 14 years in August, so 13 years, but 14 years in August. And we've got children and stuff, so we've got a whole kind of life to tell in that. And then you kind of share about like your why for adoption. And then there's like a page about me, a page about CR, and then a page about the kids. There's also a page about your home, which is one of the things that we need to do today, is to take some photos of the outside of our home, because incidentally, I don't have any like photos, recent photos of the outside of our home, because we don't really post those usually like on social media or anything like that, and I don't just randomly take pictures of the outside of my house. So we've got to take some pictures of our home, and then we also still have to hunt down, because you also share some photos and information about your extended family, so that they can kind of see like who's involved in your life, who would be involved in the child's life, that kind of thing. So it's probably like, I don't know, maybe 15 pages or so. And there's probably a total of 30, 35 images in it. I've got to work on that, and then you have to actually sit down and like write out the stuff. So I have to sit down and write out the letter. I have to sit down and write out our story in a condensed version. So we actually, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can create your profile book yourself. You can hire companies who specifically do like adoption profile books. That's what we have done. I will list a couple of those down below in the description box if you are interested in trying to figure out, you know, somebody to create your profile book. Sometimes your agency, if you're working with an agency, or your consultant, if you're working with a consultant, they will have someone that they recommend, or, you know, a company that they recommend, just because they know that they do a good job. They get the information that needs to be in there and not too much other, you know, superfluous information that's just kind of there as filler. They really want it to be like to the point and concise. So yeah, that's what I've got to work on right now. I've got to go take some pictures, and then I've got to start the actual like writing part of it. So it's always like a little bit, it's exciting and fun, but it's also a little bit like draining emotionally, and just knowing that somebody's gonna hold this book and look at it and consider, even just consider us to like raise her child, is a weird and bizarre and, I don't know, amazing, but also just kind of strange thought to think about. So I'm gonna get to work on profile book, and you can see what's happening over there. So I'm guessing you're not gonna be working on the profile book?
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna take pictures. And I'll write about some, I'll write about you.
Yeah, you have to do like in their words. So he has to write something about me, and I have to write something about him.
But after nap time.
Nap time. You have 7 kids. We don't get nap time. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys an example. Like this would be like a cover. This is a fake one, by the way. I'm certain those aren't their real names. This is just a fake one. But you would have like a cover, a note, like your letter, your story, your why, meeting each of the parents, meeting, well, that's that kind of in their words, meeting the kids, you know, talking about your home, your families, all that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of like basic profile book. And if you Google it, you can find a ton of them, a ton of samples. I still would absolutely encourage you to hire a graphic designer so that, or use one of these companies so that everything looks good. I obviously have, like, technically speaking, enough experience that I could do this ourselves because I understand, you know, the graphics part of it and laying it out and the writing and all of that, but I still am hiring and paying someone else to do it because I just think it's always good to have another set of eyes and somebody who is impartial look at it and make sure that everything looks good, and not just somebody who's gonna be like, oh yeah, because, you know, or yourself who's gonna be like, oh, because my kids are so cute, you know, like if that's just a terrible photo or you worded that all wrong, you need somebody to tell you.
She used to utilize her photography skills for the profile book.
I think one of us has some useful skills.
That's right. I'm gonna follow you around like paparazzi. Noah, you have like the entire Marvel universe over here on our kitchen table.
Dad,
It's pretty impressive, really.
Dad.
Yes.
Dad.
Are y'all done with your cleaning? Are y'all done making your bed? Very good. What do you think? What do you think you're trying to turn on up there?
No, nothing.
Homie, don't think so.
Okay, no.
All right, it was so hard to narrow down the pictures for this book, but these are the ones that I landed on up here, and these are the ones I cut. We'll see, because I don't think they're all gonna fit, but I just love looking back through some of these old photos and like the memories and stuff, y'all. Like, look at this one. That's my dad with baby Jonah when he came home on Thanksgiving. My dad loves to nap after we eat, so that's what he's doing. And let's see, this cute one of the boys. Oh, how cute is that? JJ and Millie. Anyways, I'm gonna get all those plugged in to the profile book thing, and then I'm gonna start writing the written part and hopefully have it done. So there's still more to come. Like I said, we still need home study. We still need another clearance. We gotta have our TB test read. The kids have to have their TB test. We still have a little bit to do, but we're getting closer and closer, and that is exciting. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to our channel if you're not already, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action.